Welcome, punters, to the final show of 2022. Here we are at the sunny Gold Coast. Bit of downtime for the boys. I'm here with Mick Gannon, who is absolutely on fire. Mick Gannon, how are you, mate?
Thank you, mate. Yeah, we're doing really well. And speaking on fire, punters, if you haven't caught it, jump on my Twitter, Midnight Special, Damo. He was red hot last night, so if anyone's on fire, it's just Damo.
Oh, there we go. That's a nice segue. But look, Mick Gannon, if you haven't seen it, he's absolutely flying at the moment. $20 pop the other day. I think they're putting a statue of him down here at Broadbeach. So look out for that on his Twitter, on the GTO Twitter, the articles and so forth. But getting into this program, we're getting very close, Mick, to the Tipster of the Year. Who's it going to be? Is it going to be a punter? Is it going to be a media expert? We're going to find out who's going well in the race for Tipster of the Year.
Love that.
Are you in that?
Nah,
all right. But we're also going to look at November, so a big month, of course.
Yeah.
Spring Carnival still in full swing. We're going to find out who the best media experts were, who the top 5 were altogether, punters and media experts. And we've got some guest tipsters, as always.
Love a free tip, and I tell you what, a free tip from punters that are in form. Tipsters are in form, so that's key. So make sure you stay tuned for that, punters.
Absolutely. And then we've got a bit of a wrap up, and of course, telling you what give you a few hints about what's coming up in 2023.
Here we are, punters, with Tipster of the Month time for November. And while you're sitting there watching us on YouTube, just go down to that subscribe button, follow, like, share, get around it, send some comments in. Maybe jump over to Twitter and give us a rating out of 10 on how Damo's performance was on Midnight Special as well. Now, I'll tell you what, pretty good month, November. Spring Carnival was in full flight, and to kick off on top, Smitty Boy 00, 179% profit on turnover.
Yeah, look, pretty active on social media. He's absolutely chuffed. Learned that he gets the $500 cash prize. Had no idea, which is...
How goes a bit of Arthur Ashe? Keep it away from the missus. She doesn't get to see it. You know what, Smitty Boy 00, what I want to know is what you're going to do with the 500. Where do you let the missus know? Or
let us know. Let us know, Smitty. What's going to happen with that 500? Probably chips up. I think he chips up.
Let's go again. Definitely
chips up. But look at his stats there. 179% profit on turnover. Excuse me. I mean, 37 tips? He's on fire. He's and look, wasn't just a flash in the pan. If you get that pro, he's been doing good stuff before it. So certainly someone to look out for.
Up you go, son. And we'll tell you what, cometh the man. Grand final time, November. All right, on second there, silver medal, Dylan Donkey. Now, geez, I'm sure it's probably self-proclaimed nickname you're giving yourself there, but you've done well, Dylan. 118%. Profit on turnover.
Yeah, he's done well.
Pro. That's outstanding.
Look at his average price, over $11. You got to love that. Interestingly, Dylan's a big user of crowcaster.com, which punters, if you're not aware of it, you can put your tips in and it basically fills up the Twitter slip, and it's easy to put your tips out on Twitter, and you're also putting them on the greattipoff.com. So what a great app to use, Crowcaster that is. Look out for it, or you can go to the website there.
Absolutely. And third position there, Boomgates 31. Pretty effort. It's a booming effort, isn't it? 80% profit on turnover.
Yeah, and this guy's always in. This is about his third appearance in the top 5. So great effort. He's no slouch. 80% pot. Again, $10 plus average odds, Mick. You've got to be happy with that.
That's outstanding. I'm intrigued though. Boomgates. Talk me through it.
Yeah, look, we don't have a lot of information on him, but look, he certainly is a value punter. Does his analysis, looks for those value options, and certainly found him this time round. He puts a lot of tips in too. 236 tips in the month. 6
short of me. Done well.
If I do my maths, he's probably putting in about 7 or 8 a day. So he's having a good crack.
Love it.
And that's great for punters, because you get a lot of punters who, some tipsters, they put a few in the weekend. This guy's putting them on regularly. So if you want to follow someone who's a winner, that's a good guy to follow.
I'll tell you what, I'm a first 4 man, and just scraping in the first 4. Ginger Wizard, Geordie King. Up you go, son, mate. You are low flying. You've had an enormous November. He's spent most of his time in Pakenham doing the Pakenham region, and very, very impressive. And then Ken Coram.
Ken Coram down there, from Best Bets. I mean, Ginger Wizard does some articles for the site as well, puts his stuff through the GTO and racing.com, and of course, Ken Coram, Best Bets. So one of the long stayers there, I think, at Best Bets, so.
Well done, up he goes.
There we go.
Here we are, Damo, tipster of the month for the media. Stars and Ginger Wizard on top. We just touched on Ginger Wizard, Jordan King doing a great job, mostly focusing on packing them over there, and then Ken Coram in second. One of the great names in racing, Adam Olzanski in third, 68% profit on turnover.
Yeah, it goes well. Great voice, great tipster. Clearly having a great month, 68% profit on turnover. And that's from 61, which is a pretty good amount of tips put in. It's the old race caller thing again. Knows the tracks, knows the horses. No surprise to see these guys winning more times than not.
Absolutely. Up you go, Adam. And Craig Lewis in fourth there. Craig's an absolute jet. He's just here more often than not, isn't he, on his leaderboard? Yeah,
look, last month he was top 5. We gave us some free mail, early mail. He's here again. That just tells you he's an absolute gun. Tips for racingbase.com.au. They do a great job over there. He's, you know the old saying, Mick, free tips are only free if they make you money. His tips are real free tips. They make you money.
Love it. Up you go, Craig. And in fifth, rounding out top 5, John Barker.
Yeah, John Barker from Best Bets does a great job over there, and 53% pop for John in November. Great effort.
Up you go, Johnny.
All right, Mick, we've come to that part of the show where punters get free tips. Free tips from tipsters, punters who are doing really well. We obviously look at the best performers in November, the best performers throughout the year when we pick a few of them to give us free tips. So you can search for these guys' names at thegreattipoff.com in the search bar, follow them, get alerts when they tip, all that sort of great stuff. You don't have to do that right now because they're going to give you some free mail for Saturday. Here it comes.
Hey, all, Dylan Donkey here. Thanks again, Great Tip-Off, for having me. Dylan Donkey is my Twitter and Great Tip-Off username. You can find me on both where my selections will be placed most Saturdays. I usually tip at Melbourne or Launceston meets, and this Saturday my best bet will be race 2, number 9 at Sandown, Maynard Legacy. Linda Meach on board, rising distance, and has won at the distance previously. Should go well, and at the 750 quote is very good value. Cheers again, guys, and don't forget my motto, winners win. Cheers.
How you going? My name's Adam. Welcome to the Great Tip-Off. I'm going to be tipping Eagle Farm Race 6, Joanne Diva, currently 250. James Ormond sticks with the ride. Just missed out at the Gold Coast. Third up, ready to peak. Reckon to be hitting the line hard. And that's my tip for the week. Thank you very much to the Great Tip-Off for giving me the chance to tip a horse. Good luck, punters.
Righto, so we're going to look at tipster of the year as we get into December. Don't have many days left.
No, there's not much. It's coming to the end.
Getting the crescendo. Axel 1988 or Axel 1988, youngster, isn't he?
Yeah, he's going well. I mean, look, this is the top 5, Mick. I mean, the interesting thing is there is no media experts in there at the moment. There's a few knocking on the door.
Jeez, I tell you what, there's one Deguara down the bottom there. It's a recognisable name. I'll tell you what though, there's Real Lockie, Dylan Donkey. How we go there? King 1623. There's some familiar names there, and obviously, right, we're getting to the end of the season. But I tell you, Axel, geez, you'd have to steal defeat from the jaws of victory, wouldn't you?
Yeah, no, he's going well and puts in a fair number of tips too, Mick. So he's certainly one to follow. We'll pop over to the next page and we'll see. You can just see there Brett Moody, of course, from Sky Racing. He's just popping out. Oh, I'm actually Sky Racing slash Twitter. He puts his tips up there as well. And just behind him, Matt McDermott from Sky Racing. It's a Sky Raceathon. David McCarthy, caller in New Zealand from Sky Racing.
You got Munns.
Glenn Munsey from
great man.
Sky Racing Tab.
Yep.
And Jared Wessel, one of the best young talents around from Sky Racing. So
also one of the better, I'd say top 10 names in racing. Wessel, Lansky.
Yeah.
You know what we might do in January? I might bring the punters top 10 racing names.
Yeah, okay.
Just for a bit of a laugh.
Yeah, you like names that are just sort of...
Just names I like.
Yeah, okay.
If you want to send me 50, I'll throw you in
there. We go.
Anyway.
Something to look out for.
Yeah, why not?
But there we go, Mick. So, of course, there's just December to go. That's the punters and tipsters at the moment. If you want to join the race, it's not too late. You're going to have to put a lot of tips in, though. 100 tips is the minimum. And tough gig, of course, because these guys are absolutely flying. But, of course, you come to the site, you join up, and then you put your tips in, and stardom could await you. All right, punters, well, that concludes our final Tipster episode of the year. Thank you very much for following. Of course, if it wasn't just Tipster, we had the All-In show with Mick. Lots of great stuff coming in 2023. So, of course, subscribe. It's a little bell there on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe and look out for some great stuff coming. Mixed Moral.
No mixed moral this week on the show, but I'll tell you what, punters, get on Twitter, send us a follow, and there'll be plenty of mail coming in hot for the weekend. I just rolled out of bed, I haven't done the form yet.
Yeah, pretty busy too. Oh, Mick on
It's
the
big going on.
On the Twitter, he's going nuts there. So look out for that. Don't forget, drop us a comment here on YouTube as well. Tell us what you want to see more of. We've got some plans, but of course we want your feedback. What do you want to see more of? What do you want to see less of? Please don't say Mick or me, because we might be able to manufacture that one.
Send it in.
But if you feel that, then say it. But look, of course, tell us what you want, and we've got some great stuff coming regardless, but we'll surely look to build that in. Hey, thanks for your viewership. Have a very safe and happy Christmas and New Year's, and look after yourself. And we're going to see you on the other side with, of course, the Tipster of the Year award, Punters Media. Let's see what happens.
Love it. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.